Hello guys, let's try to look at this interesting question. So the question is saying figure 4 shows a vertebrum of a mammal. So we have this vertebrum here. So we have structures T, U and R. So the first question is saying identify the parts labeled R, T and U. So part labeled T is called the neurospine. Okay, so if you don't want to call it neurospine, you can also say it as spacious or spinaceous process. Then when it comes to U, it's called the transverse process. Then for R, it is called centrum or body. So whichever way is simple for you. So this one is dialect as centrum, and this one as the neurospine, and then this one as the transverse process. Then the next question is saying state the function of the part labeled U in figure 4. So let's see part U. So we know that part U is the transverse process. So what is the function of the transverse process? So the function of the transverse process is for the attachment of the limbs and attachment of muscles. So those are the functions. So you can just say attachment of muscles or the limbs. Then Roman number 3 saying in which region of the vertebral column is this vertebrum found? So to identify this one, you need to look at the neurospine. Is it H-shaped? Is it short? Or others? So this one is short. So it is called the thoracic vertebra. Reason being, this is because it has a short neurospine. When it comes to the cervical, it has a Y-shaped neurospine. So you're going to find that there will be two neurospines here which are going to appear. So this one is called the thoracic vertebrum. Now, where is it found? That's the question. So this one is found in the chest region, and there are 12 in number. So to make you understand this one, we have the first one, which is called the cervical. Cervical, there are 7 in number, followed by the thoracic vertebrum, which are 12 in number. Also have lumbar vertebrum, which are 5 in number. Also have sacral, which are 5 in number. Also have coccyx, which are 4 in number. So those things you need to know them, and also their regions. So when it comes to cervical, it is found in the neck region. Thoracic is found in the chest region. So here we need to give the reason for our answer. Why is it found in the chest region? One, we can say it has the short transverse processes. As you can see here, these transverse processes, they are short. Apart from having short transverse process, the neurospine is also short, okay, because they are in the chest region. There are organs which are vital. Well, that is when those vital organs are located. So if the neurospine is that long, it's going to pierce to the organs. And then B is saying state the 3 types of skeletons. So the first one, which is the endoskeleton, which is found in humans or mammals. Then the next one is exoskeleton, which is found in insects like the grasshopper. Then the last one is called hydrostatic skeleton, which is found in worms. So those things you need to know them. Then the last question, table 5, is an incomplete table showing blood groups, antibodies and antigens. So one thing that you need to understand here is that the antibodies, they are found in the plasma. Okay, the plasma is the watery fluid part. Then the antigens, they are found on the surface of the red blood cell membrane, or the plasma membrane of the red blood cells. That is when the antigens are found. Okay, so here we have red blood cell type. So we have blood. We have group A, group B, group AB, and group O. So one thing that you need to understand here is that the group type correspond to the antigen. So here there was a mistake. It was supposed to be antigen A. Blood group A as the antigen A, blood group B as antigen B. So antigens, they respond to the particular blood group. So that's the reason why here we are having blood group AB. So here we are going to have antigen A and B. But when it comes to the antibodies, they are going to be different. So here we are going to have antibody B. Okay, so the antibodies, they are different from the antigens. So here antigen is supposed to be antigen A, then antibody B. Then when it comes to antigen for blood group B, have said the blood group, they correspond to the antigen type, so it is antigen B. Then when it comes to blood group AB, blood group AB doesn't have antibodies. Okay, that's the reason why blood group AB is called the universal recipient, meaning it can receive blood groups to any blood type. So it doesn't have antibodies to fight against the antigens. So the reaction between the antigens and the antibodies is called agglutination, and agglutination results to the clumping of the red blood cells. So in the antigens and the antibodies, they are matching. So you're going to find that there will be agglutination, whereby you have antigen. Let me just start with this one. Let's say a patient is having antibody A and antigen B. Then you introduce the blood type which is having antigen A. Then here you are having antigen what? Let me say antibody B. You're going to find that there will be agglutination. Okay. Then here, straightforward, blood group O, it has antibodies, that is A and B. Then when it comes to the antigen, see, it doesn't have. That's the reason why this one is called the universal donor. So I have completed the diagram by saying this one is antibody B, this one is antigen A, and this one is antigen B. And here we are going to have none. Now, when it comes to using a genetic diagram to explain why it is possible for parents with blood group A, that is for the husband, and blood group B for the wife, to have a child with blood group O, one thing that you need to understand is that blood group O exists as homozygous recessive, meaning you can't have a child who is having blood group O as A or no. It exists as homozygous recessive. So if you want to have a blood group O child, you need to have OO. Now, for this parents to have a child with blood group O, meaning the husband is going to have blood group A, heterozygous dominant, that is AO. Then also for the wife, they are going to have blood group BO, that is B, blood group B, heterozygous dominant. So the first thing that you need to understand here is that you need to have the parental phenotype. So the parental phenotype, we are going to start with the husband close with the wife. So parental phenotype means the outward appearance. Then the next one is going to be the genotype. When you talk of the genotype or parental genotype, the internal appearance of the living organism, what makes now these parents. So we're talking about the blood group. So here we're going to use the alleles. So since the husband is blood group A, so we're going to say blood group A heterozygous, that is A. So we usually use I. So I to the power of letter A and I to the power O. Close with the wife, which is who is having blood group B heterozygous. So that is I to the power B, I to the power O. From there, we are going to split the gametes. So splitting the gametes, we are going to separate now these blood groups. That is, you are going to have I to the power A, I to the power O, then I to the power B, and I to the power O. Okay, and then what follows next is random assortment. You close them. Then the result that you are going to get is going to be F1, that is filler 1 genotype, because we are talking about alleles, that is the alleles that we are having here, so we are not supposed to say filler 1 phenotype. Filler 1 genotype is what comes first. Okay, so at least, as you can see here at the end, we are having a child who is having blood group O, so this one is possible. So the last thing we need to introduce F1 phenotype. So F1 phenotype we need to identify. So the first one is going to be blood group A. Okay, so the first one is going to be blood group AB. Then the second one is going to be blood group A. Then the third one is going to be blood group B. Then the fourth one is going to be blood group O. So that is how you're supposed to answer. So if the question is saying find the chances so of them having a child with blood group O, so you only have one child here, and how many offsprings we have? 4. So you need to say 1/4, then multiply by 100%, which is giving us 25%. So that is how you're supposed to answer. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe.